Hey, my friends. I'm just going to start right off and say that this is going to be a sensitive subject that we are working on today. But I was called to work on this because I woke up from a very real, very traumatizing dream this morning, which I've had dreams like this in the past, but it was not so obvious that I was dreaming it because I was being called to work on it and clear it from our consciousness, our quantum web of possibilities, our timelines, and that's what we're going to do today. So if you're watching this video, please feel free to join in this guided meditation, this healing session with me on behalf of possibly you if you've been affected directly, or others, because there are lots of people that have been affected. So the subject is school violence, and more particularly like school shootings. I don't mean to say that. Hopefully this video won't get taken down from YouTube because of the subject matter. I do not mean for it to be upsetting or insensitive in any way, but I do wish to send all victims or families of victims of that healing at this time. It's a very strong pull. I can't release that dream out of my head. I kind of feel like I tapped into somebody's consciousness there with just the way things went. It was a very weird, specific situation. So let me first, I guess I'll briefly describe the dream and then we can get started, okay? So in my dream, I was at this school. I was outside walking around, and then I hear, I guess, what seemed to be teachers say, well, I'm not going to say the group because I don't want to get any groups involved, but it's a group in society that's already known to be violent. That's all I'm going to say. Or known for violence, rather, are here, and they, sorry, this is like intense. So they're here, and basically the implication with them saying they're here is that they're attacking the school. So I went into a panic and I run into the school, and I look. It becomes apparent at that time that my children are in the school, and I'm looking for them because I go into a classroom and I say their names, looking, and I realize that the classroom's empty, which I'm hoping means that they're hidden and not compromised to this group already. So I'm panicking and I yell out their names. In the dream, one of my kids' names was River. So I don't know if that's significant. I mean, I'm sure it's significant. Everything in dreams is, significant, but River was one, and I forget the other. After I woke up and I was processing the whole thing, it seemed like the other name was Kylie, but honestly, I don't remember if that was the other name. So anyways, my children, I'm looking for my children. So I'm seeing like where people are hiding. I'm seeing them crawl into certain like spaces and stuff. And it's very scary. And then I realize that I have to hide too, and so I run actually back outside because there's no places inside. So I run back outside and I hide down in this ditch behind these bushes around one of the school buildings. And so I'm trying to like kind of cover myself in mulch to like lay next to the ground in the corner. So hopefully that's a good spot. And then I hear gunshots going off in the distance, and people scream, and yeah, really rough. And I can look down and see like this lineup of students that are still alive, but they are lined up and being held, and basically just I guess, taken out one by one. And it was just like the most awful thing. So yeah, so I really want to turn that into not just, just like a random mishap of a bad dream. I really feel called. I feel like this is important, and unfortunately, it's a real thing. It really happens. So do with that information what you will. If this was a consciousness of a real person that I went into, and this really happened, specifically to a person, I feel for you, and I definitely am including you in this light that we're sending today. And if you're still watching after all of that, thank you so much for sticking with me. This is very important work, obviously. Okay, so let's start by breathing more slowly, more deeply, more consciously. Okay, we'll need to have a couple breaths just dedicated to getting all of that out of the air around us. Now I'll go ahead and open up my vents and drains and yours for releasing now any and everything that was kicked up by just that story alone. Seiki, 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 Honshaze Shonen, to the root of the cause. All past life traumas having to do with violence or gun violence, we are clearing for you now and for me. Okay. And of course, the whole goal for this is to bring peace, inner peace, understanding, to bring light to the fact that we are all part of this same consciousness. And whenever we're mean to someone, or whenever we're violent towards someone, it doesn't go away from you. Like, if people use that as a means to get it out of their system, is to put it on somebody else, it doesn't get it off of you. It just shifts the placement of where it is. It's still in the society that you live in. It's still affecting the people that are around you and with you and that you share consciousness with. So doesn't get rid of it. It's not a solution, ever. So we are not judging, but we are bringing light. We are bringing forgiveness in order to free it. Because again, just getting back at someone does not take it away. It doesn't cancel it out. It just shifts it around the consciousness of all of us. And we want to get it out. Okay? We are plucking it out. All right, so let's see that light above our heads, whatever color is coming in for you. Trust that it is the right color, of course. Your guides are there. They know what you need. They know your body. They know your heart. Okay. And with our inhales from now forward within this session, we will be bringing in that light. Okay? You don't really have to do anything. Just go with it, breathe, relax, okay? And then one thing you could do, hopefully it's simple, is hold space in your heart for peace. That's it. Just hold space in your heart for peace. Okay. All right, so thank you. I see you. I see you all. I see every person that is doing this. I see it opening lights like a grid on the earth. That is awesome. That's exactly what we want to do here. So you can be the person, the grid master in your area for clearing this out of our consciousness. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the timelines now. We're going to open up the quantum web of possibilities and all of human timelines now. We ask our grid masters and Akashic masters now to access all files, all data associated with school shootings, school violence. And of course, I realize that there's more shootings than just at school, and there's more violence than just at school, but this was a specific way that we could tap in and clear today that was brought to my attention. So that's what we're focusing on today. Okay. So they're pulling the files. So a little bit about what's going on here. So there's the Akashic Records. If you don't know what the Akashic Records are, it's basically just a library. It's like a library of everything that's ever happened. It's everyone, all of their lifetimes, all of their thoughts, feelings, actions, interactions, creations. It's like everything. It's basically just the library of everything, okay? And so all of our souls are tapped into that, of course, because we've got our little file here, our little consciousness. We each do. And sometimes whenever I do sessions for people, we tap into their personal library within the Akashic Records, right? And we pull files for them to clear a past trauma, to clear a painful memory, whatever we need to do there. Sometimes they make me rewrite a memory with like a more pleasant thing, like we recreate it in order to help them heal, in order to help them just release it. Yes, that may not be actually what happened to them, but it does help and it does clear it. So right now, that's what we're doing. We're accessing the Akashic Records and pulling all files having to do with school shootings and gun violence at school. Okay, and our Akashic people, our masters, our helpers, are carrying these files to the well. There's these wells within the Akashic Records of transmutation and light. And they throw it in, just like you would imagine a well outside that's got bricks in a circle and then water down in. That's what it looks like. It's like a circle sticking up from the floor, and they throw these files in. Now they could either be destroyed, they could be cleared off to where they're just neutral, they could be rewritten, and come out the other side just fine. But that's what's going on with all of this. Okay, so as they're doing that, I want to just now send green light to your heart, whoever's watching this, and I ask you to please share this with someone if you feel like it would help them heal or help them release any trauma. I'm sending green light to your heart now, and then pink light to the lower heart now to stabilize, and then identify any heaviness and lift it out. We're going to lift it out. Clearing, of course, your vents and your drains are still open, so everything that we are clearing is gently leaving your system, okay? Seiki, seiki, seiki. And we are neutralizing the charge of any fear that has gotten trapped within your fascia in your body, so that it can release you back into full movement. It can allow back into full movement now. Feel the body loosening up, anywhere where it was stuck, anywhere it was clenched in pain. We are clearing. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Okay. Thank you so much. I see them, they're carrying like books and books full of information about this stuff to those wells. And this kind of goes without saying, but just in case, I will say it to solidify that we want to reach into the future timelines as well to clear any future possibility or situations having to do with this also. We do not want this to be a creation any longer, so we are undoing the creation of that idea, that act, that vibration now. Seiki, seiki, seiki. And from now on, we are rewiring the consciousness to go to a peaceful solution, whatever is happening, allowing any person experiencing pain within the school system to turn inward versus outward for what? For seeking a solution. Turn inward versus outward. Inward where the light is, inward where the source connects to you personally, and the source can heal you personally, where God connects to you personally, inward within your heart, within your mind, not outward, trying to inflict and project on another. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Okay. Stabilizing. Anywhere where this pain has affected people in their relationships. And again, we are stopping that turning outward for projection and inflection upon others, because it is not clearing it from you. Just because you're putting it on someone else does not mean that you're getting rid of it. It just means you're taking your, we'll say, paint-covered hands and smearing it on the other person. You still have it on you, but now they have it on them. Obviously not a solution. So again, judgment-free. We are clearing you of this now and unlocking all of those cords within your relationship, anywhere and everywhere where this may have negatively affected you or another. We are clearing and dissolving and releasing and sending green and golden light now. Good. And I ask guides whenever it is appropriate to go ahead and send purple light, indigo light to all of you now, to all of us now, to be able to understand, see the higher perspective in what is happening here, to be able to see others' higher perspective, to be able to see a higher way of dealing with grief, dealing with emotional turmoil, wreckage, unforgiveness that has festered and turned into physical illness. And cleansing now. Okay. So the next layer that they're wanting to deal with now and digging through this wreckage, pulling it up and releasing it from your system, they're dealing with guilt, blame, shame. Guilt, blame, shame. So this is the dark, heavy judgments section that we are removing and releasing any guilt for this happening. No matter what your role or even role as a bystander is in this. Let's clear that guilt, shame, and blame now. All right, Seiki, Seiki, Seiki. Seiki, Seiki, Seiki. Seiki, Seiki, Seiki. Good. All right. So now I'm feeling a call to the throat chakra, your throat chakra, everyone's throat chakra now. So let's go ahead and focus on our throats, the blue light within. We are brightening that blue light now. It's growing, growing, growing. And as it grows, it clears and dissolves anything that is blocking us from speaking our truth and from creating our truth from now forward in all directions. Okay, good. We are also reconnecting that throat with our hearts and with Source to speak only truth and to speak only love out of a place of love, okay? Reconnecting, reconfiguring. And of course, clearing all that no longer serves. If you have to, tilt your head back and let that throat really open up. Okay. Maybe move your neck. Release any physical holding that is not serving. Good. All right. And now they are bringing in the calm. The calm. This subject has gotten me worked up just talking about it, like jittery, jumpy, ill a little bit, like queasy, heavy. I felt this block in my chest when I woke up, just like, yeah. So we are bringing the calm. We are bringing the peace. We are bringing the light. We are lifting away the heaviness. Good. Thank you so much. I ask Archangel Raphael, who is the archangel associated with healing, I think the most, Raphael and Metatron, to now cut any cords. Metatron, I guess, is the one that would cut any cords related to this trauma or these situations specifically, so that we can be free of them. Okay? Anywhere where there is power and connection to these, power of fear rather, like not good power, in connection to these events, we ask Archangel Metatron to cut it into such little pieces that they just float away. There is no longer power of fear with this issue. We do not accept it. We do not hold it. We do not want it. We do not take it. We do not receive it. We do not give it. And so it is. Good. And then I ask Archangel Raphael to pour the golden green light out to any and all who still need help transmuting any last bit of pain or energetic debris and discomfort having to do with this issue. Now, thank you. Feel that golden green light run through your system where you need it. Feel the finally loosening up of the muscles of the heart, of the chest, of the back, of the shoulders, of the neck, even of the face and the head, of the legs, to be free to walk and be yourself again, fully, beautifully, happily. Good. And then now they're going into the idea of worry about the future, or projection that this could happen again, or it might happen again, or whatever that is, because unfortunately any type of worry is sort of a creation process, because we're still thinking about it, and thoughts become things. Thoughts are our creators, you know? So let's go ahead into anywhere and everywhere where we still may be creating worry for this in the future. And let's go ahead and dissolve that now. We will rearrange gracefully yet fully to completion so that this is not an issue. We are disassembling the creations of this idea, this happening, this way of pain, blame, deflection. Okay. Seiki, 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 daikomyo, daikomyo, daikomyo. Okay, just cutting it off. Clearing. Good. And of course, anything else that needs to happen here, the goal ultimately is to not have to experience a situation like that ever again for anyone, anywhere, at any time. So we are asking the guides if there is anything that we have not touched on as a part of this grid work of creation, or rather disassembly, to please do what needs to be done, and we have faith in you to do so now. Thank you, my guides, and yours. Thank you, angels. Thank you, families of light, for assisting. Thank you, grid masters and Akashic masters, for clearing this for us now. And may the web spread the clearing completely. Let's go ahead and restabilizing all chakras now. Coming back into our being from all places, time, spaces. I call you back now to yourself, to be one within your now moment, from all places, time, spaces, beings, people, situations, memories, even, to be one within your now moment. Okay, good. Daikomyo. Good. Okay. We send any last bit of energetic debris, pain, darkness, heaviness, anything that is not serving us any longer, completely out of your system. Good. And surrounding you in the new earth lights of protection, the golden light of source consciousness and all-knowingness. And the purple light of intuition to see clearly. Thank you so much for listening and for helping with this healing. Thank you. And I think session is complete, and I'll see you soon.